A protest in the streets of Kabwe. A group of activists is marching towards the city centre. These protesters were born in one of the most polluted cities in the world. They are part of one of the largest ongoing environmental lawsuits against a global mining company. The NGO Environment Africa is about to submit a memorandum to remind the Zambian authorities of their responsibility towards this environmental crisis.
We, the representatives of Kabwe's affected communities, civil society organizations and youth groups, on behalf of 140,000 women and children affected by lead pollution, call upon the leadership of Kabwe to recognize and act on the violations of human rights caused by lead pollution. Your Worship, I thank you.
A class action lawsuit filed in 2020 against Anglo-American, accused of leaving toxic waste exposed, is ongoing. Activists are calling on the local authorities for help.
Some girls there, hi, how are you? Say hi, Daddy Mayor. Hi, Daddy Mayor. You agree with me? It's quite serious. Maybe very little has been done. It is the reason why most of our children are retarded. When I say they are retarded, you tend to be a slow learner because it affects the intelligence of a child.
Lead poisoning has irreversible health consequences. Yet, 30 years after the departure of the company accused, living conditions in Kabwe have changed very little. This is the former lead mine that belonged to Anglo-American until 1974, before being taken over by a Zambian company for 20 years. When the mine closed in 1994, more than 6 million tons of mining waste were left behind. Over the years, this black mountain of toxic residue has been recycled, worsening the surrounding pollution. With the wind and constant movement of trucks, lead dust is everywhere. Mwelwa explains that the level of lead in the soil here is 300 times higher than the threshold considered dangerous.
Normally what you'd expect is after mining activities come to an end is that the waste that is left behind is dealt with or some sort of remedial action takes place. But in this case, the waste was left as it is behind us. So basically, because our legal frameworks are quite weak, we are unable to hold people accountable for the damage that they're currently causing on the ground and even the damage from before.
The toxic legacy of the prosperous mining years is not enough to discourage artisanal miners. The poorest communities continue to mine at abandoned sites in an uncontrolled manner.
Here.
These miners earn 5 to 6 euros a day. They have been mining for years, working several hours each day.
Lead. We say what per kg, at 250 per kg, but every day we have almost 100 kg. Yeah.
You can't see, the car is not moving without this. It's a little poison. Slow learner, quite small temper. They are just looking like mud, but you are just normal. About these materials, they are affecting. It's too dangerous.
Nearly 300,000 people are exposed to the toxic dust that wind and rain have been spreading for decades. Lead has direct effects on the nervous system with risks of poisoning. It particularly affects children's brain development and growth. Contamination occurs through soil. It is estimated that 95% of children living in these neighborhoods have excessive levels of lead in their blood. These women meet regularly. They are part of the group that filed a lawsuit against Anglo-American as their family members suffer from intellectual disabilities.
I was telling them how to prevent our children, to tell the children stop playing on the bare ground. They should wash vegetables, whatever they want to cook. First, they should wash that things. We need all the parents to plant simba and trees.
These are not simple tasks for this grandmother, who has 3 sick grandchildren.
Something needs to be done for the children and for the families. They should build us decent houses, because here there's dust everywhere and lead everywhere. We also need running water so that we can plant grass. That would really help us.
Roida would also like access to screening, which is not done often. And when the Ministry of Health does conduct testing, results are not made public. She doesn't know what Ethan's lead level is. She has been raising him after he was abandoned by her daughter-in-law because of his intellectual disability. We took him to get tested. Alongside young Ethan, another young girl, Pretty, also wanted to be tested. She's 13 years old but has severe growth delays. The teenager complains of headaches and has suffered from anemia since early childhood. Both children show all the symptoms of lead poisoning. We received the test results 10 days later. Pretty's analysis revealed a lead level of more than 21 micrograms per deciliter, 7 times higher than the threshold established by the World Health Organization. Ethan, meanwhile, had 40 micrograms of lead per deciliter of blood, which is more than 10 times the normal level. These children should be receiving treatment. Pretty received a blood transfusion during her childhood, but she is no longer being treated today. Ethan has never been given medication to lower his lead levels.
Again, the main challenge, those medicine for lead, you can't go in the drugstore to buy. There is no that medication, any drug in our country.
The community has been left to fend for itself. Families try to diversify their diets, but they know that the real solution is to eliminate every source of exposure, which is impossible. Some people are trying to prevent the consequences from becoming irreversible. At this private school, classes are offered to students who are struggling.
If you want to pass maths, imitate your teacher. Look the way I'm writing. Don't be writing on your own fashion. I've written like this.
Angel has been teaching since 2015. He says that half of the students drop out of high school.
There is a very big need to support these children because, generally speaking, you find that poverty, most of the families are below, standard living is very low because of poverty, and they don't understand the effects of lead. It kills slowly without knowing.
Among his students are twin sisters whom he has been mentoring since they were very young. He has made it his mission to help them graduate from high school. Mercy and Miriam live an hour's walk away in one of the neighborhoods closest to the mine. The first thing they do when arriving home from school is to dampen the ground to prevent the dust from affecting their brothers and sisters.
We encourage them to sit inside so that they won't be affected by any of the dust that has been raised. Whenever she's using the toys for playing, I wash them before she gets them again.
Mercy and Miriam have both been tested. One is much more affected than the other. Talking about it is difficult because these children are stigmatized.
Like sometimes I forget what I have learned and studied. It was like whenever I wanted to study, my head would start spinning, and whenever I'm walking or going somewhere, my head I experience headaches. Yes. And I used to sleep a lot. So my mother, by helping me, she used to buy for me eggs and milk. As for me, I was scared because the majority of the people were saying that if it kills, it's distorts the way you think, like you become dull and you'll be able to forget a lot of things. Yeah. And at the hospitals, they're saying that if you're not taking medication, in the future, you might not produce children. It will cause infertility. Mm-hmm.
Mercy underwent 10 weeks of treatment. She feels better, but cannot face going for another blood test. To improve daily life, the World Bank funded several projects 15 years ago, such as this sewage drainage canal. A few hundred homes were also paved. A drop in the ocean that cost more than $60 million, but failed to decontaminate the city. Others have taken matters into their own hands, like this community leader who covered his garden with geosynthetic fabric to keep the lead trapped in the soil.
79 out of 79, we did 78 houses, covering the entire surfaces of the portions of the land within here with this material, bought from South Africa at a higher cost. So it is pushed into the ground, black soil. After black soil, we pushed in now stargrass. Stargrass to cover that the lead content is not exposed to human beings, but instead it is suppressed under.
Cornelius is proud to show that in 10 years, his garden has become fertile again. But for the people of Kabwe, the burden remains a heavy one to carry, especially for the former miners who worked for Anglo-American in the 1970s. For them, there is no doubt that the mine is the source of the problem.
When Sinter started working in operations, there were a lot of that fume, it can even circulate, they all come here.
Yeah.
And people thought, no, this smoke is coming from the mines. Oh, this smoke is coming from the mines. People just put up their hands here. It was terrible.
We didn't know. Okay, to tell the truth, we are blinded. Because the Anglo-American was just interested in getting the lead and sell them to the London market. They sell them, they get the money, they don't worry about my... No.
Zambian government, okay, they had erred also, because they were supposed to come in and make some laws so that the employees can be protected. But that didn't happen. We are only learning of these things now that we're able to hear all these things. Yeah. But they knew very well that this is a very big problem. People need to be compensated.
In 2022, the United Nations described Kabwe as a sacrifice zone, a term used for an area made almost uninhabitable by the consequences of decades of mining activity.